Every family has their own way of parenting. Yet, there is one common thing which remains. Yes, when parents are asked to reflect on their past, they always wanted to undo certain mistakes. Parenting is a journey without a perfect rule book, and so mistakes are natural. But when certain mistakes are repeated, it affects our child's well being and their future relationship. In today's episode, we are going to see what are the top 10 parenting mistakes that we have to avoid. Please stay till the end to know and how to fix it. First mistake, over controlling and not letting kids decide. All parents think that they know what is best for their child. Yes, to a certain extent, it's very true. But deciding on everything in their life makes them more dependent on you and they'll be unsure of themselves. Like what to study, what to wear, what to do, which hobby to follow, what is their interest, like which education they have to continue, which scope of education they have to choose, like that. When we do that, kids and they always depend on somebody to make a choices. So instead, we can start giving choices for them in their everyday life, like choosing between two outfits, between two healthy choices of food, and everything, because that will boost their self confidence. The second mistake, comparing kids to others. Like we keep comparing our kids, right? Be like your cousin, study, see he's getting good marks. Be like your friend, see he's very calm and quiet. And we keep comparing them for everything. Now, not only on studies, but we compare on everything. Do you think, will you like that behavior? Like if your boss is continuously comparing you with your colleague, will you like it? No, right? The same things happen when parents compare the children. It brings lower self esteem on children. They always feel that they are not good enough. They will not try new opportunities because they will always feel that, okay, they will have a doubt on their abilities. Like, okay, fine, I'm not good enough. Anyways, he's going to get good marks, or I don't think I can make it up. So, this makes them in such a way that they don't want to try something new. And when it comes to the age of 8 and 9, they don't want to try any new opportunities. They will always be lagging behind, not interested in learning new skills or new things. They will, in the school itself, when you check with your teachers, they'll tell they don't raise hands for anything, or they don't come up, they don't take initiatives for anything. It's because they have a lower self-esteem. So what we have to do as a parent, instead, focus on that personal growth instead of comparing. Tell, I see you're putting so much of effort into it. Let's work together and make sure that something works out. Or I'm seeing that you're improving. So that's a good thing. Or I can see the effort you're putting in. So this way, instead of comparing, learn to understand them. What are they going through actually, and where we have to help them out. Third mistake, blaming and accusing. Many parents unknowingly or knowingly starts accusing or blaming our kid for anything that goes wrong at home, right? When you fight with your spouse, or there is, you have a heated argument or something goes wrong, you always, we find, okay, is the kid a reason for it, and we start blaming them or start accusing them. For example, uh, when a child drops a water bottle, what we start doing is, instead of understanding, like we accuse them by telling, you're careless, you're not able to do this also, right? See, I have to clean this up, and we start accusing them and blaming them, right? We don't try to understand. Maybe the child would have been in between a place, so he's not concentrated in it. Or maybe he's very small, his hands are very small, that he can't hold the bottle, there is no grip in his hand to hold the bottle. So instead of blaming and accusing, let's try to understand why that happened. So when we start blaming and accusing for all small things, they feel themselves as a useless. They will start doubting on their own abilities. So over time, this affects their relationship also. They become more possessive to their friends, to their partners, and they, because they always have the fear that their partner might leave them and go, because they always doubt on their abilities. So this will affect their future relationship as well. So instead of reacting, just take a pause and then think as to why did it happen. So before reacting on any situation, like I said, the dropping of a water bottle, what would have made it? Same way, when kids don't study properly or they don't perform well, see what is the problem that they have. instead of why my child is not learning, why is he not good enough. Instead, see at at the base level or the ground level, what are they actually struggling with. Maybe they would have had a fight with their friends, or they maybe would have got humiliated in class. So something would have happened, and that would have made a child little low. So try to understand with them. The fourth mistake, labeling and name calling. So, calling kids by names like you're a slow learner, you're a troublemaker. So, we all would have heard names like that, right? So, this seems very small because we have also heard names like that. But have you ever thought that impression, it will be within us because from childhood we are hearing it. So if I am a slow learner, because my mother, my grandmother, my father, everybody keeps telling that I'm a slow learner. Yes, I to some extent, I will start believing that yes, I am a slow learner, or I'm only good at studies. I don't think sports is my cup of tea. So why? Because my parents tell that yes, studies is more important. I don't think you can do well in your other curricular activities. So you will, that belief will stay in the child. So certain beliefs that we still follow in our life is somewhere it's being thrown to us in our childhood. When we do these name calling, labeling and other mistakes, it brings kids to a two extreme behaviors. One, they will become more obedient. Okay, they will always follow rules and what right to make decisions. They cannot decide on many things. They always struggle on that. Another extreme will be they will become rebellious. They will start taking revenge on whatever they have heard in their childhood or whatever it has happened in the childhood. So instead of labeling them, try to understand what is that they are actually struggling. So instead of telling you're lazy, I think you're struggling with something. Am I there to help you? Come, let's work together and find what is the problem. Or instead of always looking into perfections, persistence is more important, right? So see if they're persistently trying their effort, please do praise them. It is very, very important. Fifth mistake, not teaching emotional regulation. So many parents focus only on academics or certain physical skills, etc., but they never teach children how to manage their emotions like anger, stress, anxiety, right? Example, if a child cries, parents tell stop crying or boys don't cry. So these are the statements we actually use. And at the same time, if the child is very angry and then we tell please go to that room and come back only once you're done with their anger, or you're not supposed to talk like this. So this is how parents react, right? So instead teach them the emotion, like why are they crying. Okay, you're crying, I understand, so something is making you upset and that's why you're crying, and don't make them suppress the emotion. So once they start crying, we just okay, wanted to ensure that they stop crying and they don't have to cry, because when they cry a lot they'll get ill and all those things. So what we want to do is somehow we want to suppress the emotion. Don't do that. Teach them that these are the emotions and how do you feel that and how to vent out that and how to come out of it. This is very important, and especially in this fast changing world where there is always dependency on others, when there is always a attachment and a detachment happening over the world, please do teach children how to regulate their emotions. It's very important. And also at the same time, show a healthy coping skills, how to healthily cope with these emotions. Like if they are angry, find the reason for it and how to come out of it, or do teach them certain breathing exercises and all those things. I understand that it's not always possible, but start with small small things at home, like when they feel very angry or when they are hitting somebody. It is not like you have to get hit and then okay fine, it is small child, it will be after 3 5 years or it will go off. No, tell them hands are not for hitting. Teach them it. Don't encourage everything at a very small age, especially all bad habits. We were all told right that right when they grow up it'll all be fine, they'll be okay. But now the generation is different, it is not the same. So once you start encouraging all bad or unhealthy habits at home, they will start doing the same at social level. They'll go to their school and they start hitting the friends, and they'll start hitting their cousins and siblings and everything. So once you feel that child is doing something which is not good, try to connect with them first, then correct, and go, don't directly go correct them, because once you start connecting with them, correcting will be very easy. Be a role model. Like instead of you teaching them so much, start showing them how to handle it. So when you are angry, how do you react? So maybe after 5 6 years, when your child grows up, when you're angry and you're just closing the door hardly, and then you're reacting to your spouse or to your other members of the family hardly, this is what your child is seeing. So do you expect your child to behave better? No, because children observe and absorb everything what they see. So that's how their character is built. So you show how to handle the emotion, that is very important. And when they see that when you're handling your emotions very smoothly, you need not teach them, they will actually like learn from what you're doing, and that's more important. That's what will be more effective as well. Sixth mistake, over indulging and not setting boundaries. Many parents I've seen that they don't set boundaries, like more snacks, more junk foods, more screen time, whatever they ask, everything for the demand of the child will be given, thinking that this will make our child happy. Or we didn't have such a childhood, we were not given so much luxury, so let's give this at least to our child, so thinking that this will make our child happy. No. So what happens is when we do all those things, these kids will struggle with discipline. Kids don't learn patience, they don't learn self control. So when you start giving everything theirs, what happens when they go to school? They will have to wait for their turn for certain things. They don't want to wait, they become aggressive. So these things are something which we will have to teach to our child at home. So with respect to eating also, so we don't want to take much of strain, so to feed them, to take them out and feed, or to teach them the values of food, or to make it more interesting when we are feeding them. So what we do, or many parents do, is that they give their phone, or they put TV, YouTube. So what happens, okay, we are just feeding the food and we are giving, our work is done. So that is something which will actually affect their brain. There'll not be any connection between the food and their brain. So what they are seeing, that is what they're consuming. So the food that they eat, they are watching any Cocomelon or something, so that character is what is there in the brain. So whatever you put in their mouth, so is whatever they see is what is being consumed. So that's very very bad. Instead, start setting certain rules, and rules has to be set in such a way that all the family members are ready to accept it, and everybody in the family has to follow it. Like for example, if you say no to junk food, then the father and the grandmother, everybody, the nanny, everybody has to say no. If you say no, and the father, when the kid goes and asks the father, and father says yes you can have, a grandmother, just give it one biscuit only or one junk food only, no, that will not work, because child will learn that how to break the boundaries. Okay, if I ask amma, she will not give, let me go ask grandmother. So this will not work out. So instead, create or set a strict house rules which every family member aligns to it and follows it. And with respect to screen time also, 30 minutes only daily, 30 minutes only. Set a timer, tell the child today only 30 minutes, or weekly only 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes your time is there. Once the timer is done, you have to off the TV. No extra time will be given. So certain strict set rules has to be given. And same thing with gratification also. Show them delayed gratification. Like if this kid is asking for a toy, don't buy and give immediately. Tell them yes, we can have it, but for which we'll have to save the money. So 2 3 months we'll save together and then buy a toy. Or it is only for your birthday, so 1 year you have to wait to get that toy. So you can ask something good, but you have to wait for it till your birthday. So certain rules, certain boundaries has to be set, which we are actually failing on. So please do start setting rules, especially with your screen time, junk foods and everything. Seventh mistake, the very big mistake, not spending quality time with our children. So we all think, okay, buying toys and giving them, or preparing good food, or just physically being present with them is something that will make them happy. No, not just physical presence, uninterrupted presence, uninterrupted time with your child, like without your phone, TV, and nothing. Just be with them for 15 minutes at least in a day. Uh, be in their world. Don't be a mother there. Don't be a teacher. Don't instruct. Don't direct. Just be with them, and you just start playing with them. Be a role. You be a child, and let your child be mother or father. Just play with them. Don't use your phones. Uh, don't see videos together. That is not actually the quality time. Quality time is like spending together, being their own world. They will really love it. That is more important. So if you're not able to spend even hours together, also just 15 minutes a day, and especially if you're able to do before sleep, it will be great, because when we do it before sleep, they'll be more happy, their hormones all will be happy, and while sleeping everything gets registered in the subconscious mind, and what happens is they will always carry this beautiful memory with their parents forever. Mistake number 8, not allowing failure. In this competitive world, every parent wants their child to succeed. Even if it's a dance competition or any competition, they want their child to win either first prize or second prize. So the pressure is more on the child. The child actually doesn't know what is first prize or second prize, but somehow the parents want it, because they want, it's something, a social status they get, right? Even if it's a LKG kid or first standard kid, they always wanted in a PTA meeting that their student or their child is the best, so he's good in that, he's good in this. This is what every parent want to hear. We don't allow them to see what is failure. So when kids don't learn what is failure, then it will bring a very big impact on children. So we can't always protect our child, right? Once they go to school or college, or even in an organization when they become adult, can we always be with them, solve their problems? No. So when they have not seen failures in any part of their life, especially between 15 to 16, all how that any failure that they face at a very bigger age, that will be a very big failure that they cannot come out of it, and they don't know how to come out of it. So I've seen many kids while playing board games, they don't want to lose, they always wanted to win, and they'll start crying. So this happens, but that is also one situation where you can teach them that failures will happen. It is not like always you can win a game. The situations like this will come in your life also. So learn from the failure, let the children learn from failure. Don't always focus on success, because it is not possible that everybody can be successful every time. Ninth mistake, moralizing and lecturing. So yes, so we keep lecturing to our children, if you don't eat, see there are kids who don't have food there, see how they are struggling. If you're a good boy, you will take and keep all the things right, or like that we keep lecturing. So kids doesn't want to listen all those things. Tell them what has to be done. You have to eat your food because you will feel hungry later, or you'll not have energy to play. That's it, that will do. Sitting and giving them lecture like, see, you have food now, when I was old, when I was like you, I didn't have varieties of food, my mother did. So this will all not teach them anything, because their brain shuts in 1 minute and 2 minutes of you speaking. So that is their level of concentration. So instead of moralizing and lecturing, please tell them what has to be done. So please keep your toys properly, or keep it aside after playing, because if you don't keep it aside properly, tomorrow when you have to play, you will not be able to get your toys. Or have your food, because after which there is nothing available at home, you will feel hungry. So say it short, and that is more important than keep on lecturing for us. So to a later age like 8, 9 or 10 plus, what happens, they will start faking themselves, showing us that they have good behaviors, because they don't want to listen to the lecture, they will start behaving. So many parents will be surprised when they go to school, when the teachers tell, no, your son is not like this, your daughter is not like this, they are behaving like this very rudely. You will be surprised, like, why he is very silent at home, or he behaves well at home, is because he doesn't want to listen to your lecture normalizing, and he knows that somewhere something you're going to teach them, or you're going to sit and ask to talk them. So to stop that, they will fake themselves. Model good behavior. If mother father both are on the phone the entire day, and how do you expect your child to be not on phone? No, right? That's not possible. So because the son is seeing, or the daughter is seeing you being on phone, father being on phone always, so he thinks, okay, this is what something I should also do. So they will not learn on what we say, they will learn on what we do. So if you want your child to behave good, make sure that you're doing that and showing them. 10th mistake, not apologizing or admitting the mistakes. Like, we parents, we always have that ego, like, I am your parent, why should I say sorry, I can't admit my mistake, you should always obey me. So this ego will always be there. Instead, show your child how to accept a mistake. Like, if you yelled at your child, okay, not immediately, after some time, just tell to your child, no, I should not have yelled at you, I was upset on this, that is why, but whatsoever it may be, I should have not hit you, I should have not yelled at you, sorry, Amma will not repeat it next time. So when the kid starts listening to this, they will learn, yes, Amma is accepting her mistake, Amma is feeling sorry for it. So when the child sees it, automatically it feeds in their system, and they will also realize their mistake, and they will be like, yes, okay, Amma is asking sorry for what she has done, then when I do a mistake, I should also ask sorry, I should also feel empathetic. So, parenting is not about being perfect. There is nobody who is perfect, or there is no perfect parenting. It's about learning, unlearning, and growing with our child. If you've made these mistakes, no worries, it's never late to change. I hope this video is very helpful for you. If you find it helpful, please do consider subscribing to the channel, liking it, and sharing it with all your friends. See you in the next video.